Someone subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and very, very imperative. Again, go into the description below. There is a link to the Fiifi-Manfred WhatsApp channel, Fiifi-Manfred special betting group. It's essentially about betting. There is a 200 plus odds for the weekend. Last week, international break, you did about 3 or 4 of them. Turn on notification also there and mute those channels. This weekend, we are going in big. Look out for the 5 odd, the 10 odd, and then, of course, the 7 odd now. These odds now are very, very important for the weekend games. Hi, welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Another great edition, I want to say, of course, on our daily conversation on all the games also as the international break here. There are a lot of things also on the international scene, and hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So also subscribe to the channel. We are part of the community. Thank you very much. So subscribing at Debia. Only Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe. So it's not too late. We want you to be part of your community. Make sure you comment in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you are part of the Fiifi-Manfred community. I want to say, Makacho, in the past 2 days on the Fiifi-Manfred group, for the special betting group on the Fiifi-Manfred channel on WhatsApp, you did the links to 2 betway codes. I told them one of them about 200 plus odds in 2 of them. So yeah, the links is as I told them the odds not ever be going on. This weekend, Fiifi-Manfred, we don't ever lose bets, especially for the weekend games. So at least so make sure tap you on the link in the description below. Nako Fiifi-Manfred various groups in Nafa on Sako Kikaso. Once all on Sabetos now betting code. Do not edit them. Just kind of and unyasa, especially 5 odds, 3 odds, 10 odds. Those ones you can say, of course, the bigger odds you can stick, but then stick them a little bit less in there. No chat. Just enjoy the content of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now we use our with debate or Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube or subscribe. Subscribe. Send a bear Debiano. Anytime there is content here, you are first to have it. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Beside Eviano say Chelsea air away to Liverpool. In fact, the last time at Chelsea Liverpool away at Anfield was in 2021. It tells you how difficult it is for Chelsea to win games away at Anfield. The Chelsea away at Anfield are heading for them to get the results over there. Now, this is a new Chelsea team. Chelsea team in a lot of confidence, team able with some good football. And the first question, maybe I'll say, who should Chelsea invest? Of course, some say the facts of Marco Correa and Bobby, Wesley Fofana and Bobby. It changes a little bit the dynamics for Chelsea when they are going away to go and play at Anfield against a certain Liverpool team that is difficult to play against. So the first question maybe say, why not Chelsea invest? Renato Vega, because Marco Correa. Still, the question is on. Who do you think is a Chelsea invested? That was a game against Liverpool. You better the tactical analysis, the issues, the 4 different ways that Chelsea beat my exploiting. Not much shake Liverpool away at Anfield on Sunday. And then there were good news. They can't catch up. Say one of your central midfielders, Chelsea central midfielders, one of them will not be able to join because of the time difference from South America to England. But then I'm happy to let you know, say, it looks as if Abranti friend Enzo Fernandez, he is going to play inside game. And then in Chelsea training, Abranti friend Enzo Fernandez, back with the team, on a Moise Caicedo, training nicely, and then they are back with the team. So it looks as if Chelsea have been with 2 midfielders, if it's South American, and because the game is on Sunday, Chelsea players will have 1 more day of rest for themselves, and they will be able to play in there. The big question is why now we invented many baby Musa Cook, Musa Vega, Musa better Malagusto. Now for me, I think that a very, very interesting thing that Ebekosu or the head of Papa Fred Enzo Maresca Chimo when he's going away at Anfield. Now the question is simple. I didn't think that Chelsea invested. The question is, who should Chelsea invest? But then the main question should be, I didn't think that Chelsea invested. Chelsea invest for 2 reasons. One, to get numerical superiority on FIFA. Now, numerical superiority is important in terms of the technical ability in build-up. Intinipakono should be good in terms of the technical ability in build-up. And so to me receive ball, and so to me play forward, and so to me very, very good in transitions. Now, One of the other things is that say Ebani say ya nipa obeying that they need the person need to have a lot of pace. So bet me Abanechi in transition to Liverpool free na so Abanechi. Where would these players stand? How can these guys go and clog those areas, whether on the left or on the right? How can they do those stuff? It's very important that you note that as well. So I think that in this regard, because Renato Vega is a little bit slow, not technically he is as good as Malo Gusto, but because Malo Gusto has that technical ability, or some sort of the pace to come back in transition to come and do their job, and that means it's a Malo Gusto in Vetia. Chelsea will also have a branch friend Tosin Adrabiayo as the RCB, will be defending the wide areas now. Then a branch friend Levi Cole will play as a CCB, like we've seen in recent times for Chelsea in the English Premier League. Then you have a bunch of friend Renato Vega on the left hand side. It means that Malo Gusto would have to come back anytime at Chelsea defending the transitions. So he has the pace to do that. Then of course, Tosin Adrabia will go and defend wide areas, something that he's also able to do. Now, if you do it for the other side in Abante Fen Renato Vega, means that Abante Fen Levi Cole could defend in the wide areas. It's something that isn't particularly the best thing that you want in your game. You rather want somebody like Tosin Adrabia, you're more conservative, maybe defending in wide areas. Then we need duels in that regard in depth. And I think it's very, very important. Like I did mention, the Frenchman, Professor Vega in Vetia. I think again, some of Babaka, then you're going to look at something like the 1v1 duels of whoever invets. Is the person good enough to do that? So for me, I think most likely, maybe they mean Kamala goes to invent it. But I think for somebody who is tactically very, very inclined or tactically, hinged on some of the nitty-gritties of the game, I'm sure Enzo Maresca will rather want a better friend Renato Vega to invest because of the 1v1 ability of Renato Vega when he's coming out from outward. It's because of Sani Mabitino. I think he would rather go with Abrantia, your friend Renato Vega, who would rather invest in that side of the pitch. Like I did tell you, game enough from Chelsea, Elusu, 3 of the last 12 Premier League away games against Liverpool. The last 12 Premier League games at Chelsea away at Liverpool. Chelsea, Elusu, 3 of them, which is good. Because it means that they don't lose a lot out of. That's about a fourth of it. And at Chelsea, Elusu away at Liverpool. Out of South defeats consecutively. 3 defeats in the 19th of April and 2020. So there were times that Chelsea inside Liverpool super, not Chelsea Taisha Liverpool or Anfield Liverpool Stamford Bridge, not Chelsea Taisha until somewhere in April 2019 and July 2020, thereabouts. And at that time, Liverpool started sending Sababeto Chelsea to especially on Anfield. Now Liverpool started so many the results that they wanted, almost Chelsea. And the last time at Chelsea was in March 2021. Into small at all. That time, that was when COVID had come in, and then it was something and then you bought without any fans no. So that was the last time at Chelsea. It's initially Liverpool. The Anfield no, was very, very difficult. Like I told you, Abrantie Feno, Reece James, the captain of Chelsea Football Club, and then Enzo Tuaso in the rehabilitation process for Chelsea or building up their fitness as going forward. I think Reece James will not have a part to play inside game at Chelsea against Liverpool, but definitely or building up the momentum to go ahead and go and play in that game. Before the international break, your starting season, the first international break, not up to Supercomputer. I'm at Chelsea about 19.5% chance. So bet me finish in the top half of the table. That's around the 4th position. After October international break, up to Supercomputer has updated its projected final Premier League table. Now, say after the very good strong start for Enzo Maresca and in the Chelsea Mantian, what's the Opta Supercomputer? Can I say Chelsea? 37.1%. That is from 19% to 37.1%, almost 20 something percentage increase. And it tells you how Chelsea have been, how good Chelsea have been in that time frame, how good they have been. How about some exciting games, how dominant they've been in games, how they've imposed themselves, how they scored loads of the goals with the likes of Cole Palmer, about some exciting football for Chelsea Football Club. And that's exactly why Supercomputer, in fact, social still or see Liverpool as it stands now. and Astro over there. There's Man City, there's Arsenal, there's Chelsea, Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur, and that is what a supercomputer is saying with respect to what Chelsea are going to. Ian Ladyman suggested that Darwin Nunez could look at Nicholas Jackson as inspiration to do better in terms of how good he is as a player. See, into the game proper, into side game or not proper game at Chelsea against Liverpool. The big tactical analysis no and now so the first preamble of that conversation and I said so Liverpool team now nothing too huge and slot as a self-free team. In fact, so and slot team and then for Liverpool team now. One of the things that they have been able to do, and they say they have married their own ideas with Jurgen Klopp, the manager, the former manager of Liverpool, former ideas, and one of the things that Liverpool in the year, the 4-2-4 transitional base. So what they do is that Ibu Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Andy Robertson this season, they and slot. He doesn't invert Trent Alexander-Arnold. He doesn't get the best out of him this time in terms of inverting him to come and dictate the pace of the game. He rather use him outward, eating a base pair of Abrantia, your friend Ryan Gravenberch, controlling the game. He has been on solid form this season. So Abrantia, your friend Ryan Gravenberch, English Premier League, he has been very good, and in fact, Premier League project is one of the best Liverpool players this season. Abrantia, your friend Ryan Gravenberch. So Gravenberch next to Abrantia, your friend Alexis McAllister and Domenico Szoboszlai plays right ahead of them inside 4-3-2 and FIFA. But when they have the ball, it becomes a 4-2-4. So Szoboszlai rather ever joining the front three, So it may become Abrantia friend Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, and maybe Jota or whoever the center forward ever, Now Szoboszlai adds to that. Senegal may receive the ball in between the two center forwards and then play the ball in behind them for Salah and then down Luis Diaz. Maybe use some pace to be aggressive and then score the goals for them. Now in the middle of the pack, the most important bit about Liverpool team, how good they have been in that transition, how good they have been when Abrantia, your friend of Gravenberch, and receive the ball on FIFA, and he plays quickly in between the lines. Now he will do very well in that regard, and that's why they scored some of the most goals this season. In the Premier League top 5 in the Premier League. Mohamed Salah has 4 goals against the Cole Palmer since last season, or a second in the Premier League with 6 goals in the assists. Perhaps Mohamed Salah 4 assists this season, or a third in the Premier League, and then of course Cole Palmer is second with 5 assists this season. Shots on target, Abrantia for Mohamed Salah about 22 of them, Cole Palmer about 24 of them. So definitely it tells you these two players are very huge in the grand scheme of things in the lead up to that big one at Anfield. The tactical analysis for you. I've told you exactly how a Liverpool follow every attack Chelsea. I'll tell you about the setup of Chelsea in defense. But then first of all, let us go and look at how Liverpool follow 4 different big frailties on the downside that Chelsea may exploit this weekend away at Anfield. I'll walk you right through them. I will see on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So there is a particular thing in all the games that Liverpool about this season. And essentially, it is the fact almost every time the opposing team they are air building up, they tend to overload Liverpool in the first phase of build up. So they can't overload. So what I mean, and they say usually when Liverpool are building up, are pressing up, they don't commit too many men. Now, sometimes the press, you have them man for man, but a little bit partial man for man. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, Trent Alexander-Arnold will press the opposite fullback from Chelsea. So in this case, if he's on the right, he's going to press Abrantia, your friend Renato Vega, who is going to be on the left for Chelsea. But this time means that Renato Vega inverted. There's going to be Abrantia friend Trent Alexander-Arnold also inverting, following him centrally. There's going to be space in there for on the left hand side for Chelsea. Then it's going to be either Abrantia friend Jadon Sancho who can get a job done. I don't think Trent Liverpool issues from wide areas. Liverpool's issues, first of all, like I did mention, the first one how they press. Press on them. They don't press with a lot of men. They don't press aggressive. They sit off, and then almost every team, in the Champions League. I'm showing you a picture. Not Liverpool for away at Atlanta. Atlanta for build up was very good. They had the extra man in build up. because every day almost overloads in the first phase. No, their goalkeeper was able to go long and then find a free man. Now, so we are sadly we against the top teams are quick in transition and they easily do find a free man. What happens is that you put yourself under a lot of risks in terms of quick transitions and then quick attacks. And once they score a lot of goals. And I've seen Liverpool do this. In fact, even against Manchester United, they didn't win the battles, the numerical battle in the first phase of build-up. It was a little bit lethargic. There were always an extra man, always the plus one for the opposing team. And one thing, apart from that, the next thing, and it's Liverpool, when they go into those their quick transitions, Omor's defense has been a little bit vulnerable. And I'll tell you something, Omor's defense are a little bit vulnerable now. Or they've played against a lot of teams that have been very good in terms of counter attacks. But social game, boy, to say Ipswich Town. Ipswich had a lot of breakaways. Now they got in behind Liverpool. They created good chance against them. But then Abrantia, Dilap, the young Dilap, I know from Manchester City and Obama Ipswich, he couldn't convert those chances for team friend Ipswich Town. Of course, Omari Hutchison also got onto the end of certain balls beside, but he also couldn't convert those balls for team my friend in Liverpool, and it was really, really worrying for them over there. But when team friend Nottingham Forest echo away to Anfield, the solitary goal was a good transitional break, a good counter attack, quick in between the lines, because if Liverpool are pushing up and they are director, you have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrew Robertson bumping up, and it leaves a lot of space in the channels that you can head them with. And playing a game against Chelsea, team also a lot of the goals from their turnovers, a lot of their goals from defensive transitions, almost turning the ball over, creating good chances and scoring. It may give Liverpool some headache in that regard. Slots Liverpool press a lot better when Trent Alexander-Arnold he's released to jump onto the fullback, and I think that's when they press a lot more better. It's essentially man-to-man, like I did see, but a little bit partial. Sometimes they want to get a +1 into a branch friend Trent Alexander-Arnold will tack into the fullback now and then gets the +1. The alternate iteration of the press is passive, like I did say. It's sometimes a little bit lethargic, it's a little bit passive in that regard for team friend Liverpool, and then they need to be careful. So we've spoken about the Liverpool build-up, the spaces, that's the galleys of space that Olivia the number of overloads that they have usually in opposition teams now against them in the first phase of build-up, how that can be bad, how they push a lot of players in behind, and then the big one over there in terms of how that can be a big deal for them. Watch the Liverpool team now in possession, more of a 4-2-4, like I did tell you in build-up, and clipping onto the forwards, like I did see. And like I've said, it's not more of a high risk, high reward football and a Liverpool, but they are playing against a team. The rest defense in the wall switched on. Very, very active. Really game now, if Liverpool is able to play in between the lines, normally are more active through them. Not so much and they are not perfect with that. As Chelsea turning the ball over quickly, they definitely have what it takes. So beating your head to Chima, your friend in Liverpool 4-3-3, high base high build up base now. And when they have the ball, important and it's fine. But they often lack close proximity, making it hard to connect and then counter press. And that's one of the issues for Liverpool team. Proximity between the players in the various zones in the press phase and you're too good, and that's why sometimes I'm a counter press and you're the best, and that's why when Bournemouth went away with Antonio Areola against Liverpool team at Anfield, they got a lot of openings, they got the turnovers. Liverpool players in a far and wide because they want to go more direct, because they want to be quick in their transitions, they want to try and get the goal quicker. Sometimes they Mukema saying it does affect the team, and that's a very, very important one in there. It is difficult to be too critical of Slots Liverpool, especially because of the fact that they've lost just one game, considering just a few goals this season, though, because there are clearly some top tactical qualities in the team, and they have some of the best players in the sport. It's why they will win most games, but they need to show more to reach Arsenal and, of course, Liverpool's City's level. So you only have in there over the important observation for sure. You said Chelsea and Liverpool build up now. This is the first tactical build up. This essentially the like I'm saying, the openings, the frailties, the weaknesses of Liverpool that Chelsea can exploit in that big game and Yami on Sunday against team my friend Liverpool. Importance finding the free man against Liverpool personal. Chelsea consistently try to find that free man against Liverpool personal. Now there's something else that people have not mentioned, and I'm going to tell you over here, which is the fact that anytime you are watching the Liverpool team, most of them, their concentration most likely will go to Sancho, Noni Madueke, not Sancho, Nicolas Jackson, Noni Madueke, and Nicole Palmer. The right hand side combinations in that triangle. I think the Liverpool concentration will go mostly there. Liverpool most likely focus so much on that combination from those right hand side between these three players because the transitional monsters for Chelsea Football Club, and it will be very difficult for the defend against for Liverpool. But now I think that this is a game where some years side and the field tilt will go to that side. There will be a lot of overloads on the right hand side, and then most of the times we'll leave a lot of spaces also for whoever plays on the left. I am harboring the thought that maybe this is a game as Enzo Maresca one shot or shot. He can throw in a bunch of Mihailo Modric on the left to use his pace to be aggressive and go direct towards Tima, the friend in Liverpool. It's a tough one. So, of course, the field theater, one thing near Liverpool for focus more on the overloads on the right hand side for Chelsea and then forget the left hand side, which is number one thing that Chelsea makes my expert. Two, Liverpool build up, Liverpool press in the build up. Usually it is easy for teams to find the +1 in there because sometimes it's passive. Almost building, almost press, yeah. Sometimes it's a 4-3-3, but I'm more wide. They don't want to commit too many men forward, because a little bit passive. The best one is when Trent Alexander-Arnold will jump, but sometimes he'll jump here. The time of the jump and the pass can also leave the spaces in there for Chelsea Football Club on which may exploit on Horman. Again, that 4-2-4, I'm in the middle of the park to be quick because there's a lot of spaces between the Liverpool team, in terms of build up, Ryan Gabriel, Alexis McAllister, there is a possibility someone showing here he may come back to heads them in that game, especially in terms of the turnovers. It's an important thing as a Liverpool for 18 share in there. So huge turnovers, huge risk reward, huge issue of how Liverpool for enter in your overloads. It's easy to find a +1 against Liverpool when you play against them. Especially in a game like this. But we wait to see how that game goes on. How Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. These are just the weaknesses of Liverpool at Chelsea. Every time exploiting. Sunday will bring you the proper breakdown, tactical analysis, both sides. How a Chelsea be defended, how a Liverpool be defended, how a Chelsea be exploited. Everything will be bringing to you. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Medical catch up.